folks, welcome to another episode of the Dan and Derek Show. Dan, what are we doing today?
Today we are watching Dragonball Z Abridged, Episode 6.
That's right, from Team 4-Star. So, don't forget to head over to their channel and give them a view. This is not a market substitute. Please support Funimation and Toei Animation and Akira Toriyama. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and leave a comment below if there's anything you want to see us react to. Check out our other shows, such as DRB Explained and such like that. And go ahead and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I've got the links below in our description, and they should have popped up on the screen somewhere in this area, roughly. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
The following is a fan-based parody. Dragonball, Dragonball Z, and Dragonball GT are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
Mr. Popo, are you sure this will make us strong? Fucking orders. Sorry. Damn right you are. Now, stand in this circle here.
You mean like this?
Yeah. Bye. Wait, what?
So, if this was a filler episode right here of their training or whatever, and I think they did it better on here because they're playing it for laughs.
Right.
I should say the part with them training with Mr. Popo.
All right. Now, what's my first lesson?
First, you must...
That's a monkey.
Actually, I was going to... Okay, have fun with that.
Meanwhile, in somewhere...
Wow, this place is a wreck. I know. The desolation, the ruin, the horror.
Where are we, New Orleans?
Krillin!
What?
Too soon.
We must construct additional pylons.
Get away from there.
Why?
You have no idea where that's been. It could give you an infection.
You're not my dad. Don't tell me what to do.
Chaozu, my partner!
Gay.
Hey, at least I don't spend all my free time living alone with a cat.
Hey, at least I get some puss. Wow, that did not come out right.
Hey, Russell, look what we got here.
Yes, we've got some tourists, Sprout.
Oh, then we should give them the tour.
Yes, the tour straight to hell, because we'll be killing them with our own two diabolical hands, which are comprised of many sinister fingers. We shall use to fiendishly destroy them one by one until...
For Christ's sake, yes, we think we're evil. Shut up.
Why?
It's up to us. We have to attack together. Right. Back to back. Let's do it for Chaozu.
And Krillin. Okay, just Chaozu. All right, let's see how they're doing inside. So, how was it?
It was horrible.
Good. You survived the first test. Oh, thank God! But I have some bad news. What? You're going back. What? Bye.
Mr. Popo, where did you send them?
I'll tell you where they're not. Safe.
Woohoo! All right! I caught them. Ooh, a cricket. Yeah, I'm gonna smash him. What?
Shut up, Gregory. Shut up, Bojack.
Bojack was from the Dragon Ball Z movie.
It seems that your training here is complete.
But
Wait,
wait,
technically
Mr.
not canon.
Popo, do you have any last comments for them?
you're all going to die.
Thank you, Mr. Popo. Now I believe it is time for you to leave.
But all we did was... Second order.
completed the first 2 lessons, King Kai.
Yes, congratulations. You managed to catch my pet monkey Bubbles and get Gregory a concussion. You psychotic bastard! Now we can start on your real training and I can teach you that.
Oh, before you do, could you tell me about the Saiyans?
Not much to tell you other than they all died 20 years ago.
Even my dad?
Yes.
Really? What killed them?
Let me check. Let's see here. 2 big monkeys hit by falling rocks. P.S. Frieza rules you. Well, that doesn't seem right.
Bored now. Let's get back to training, King Kai.
And so 1 year has passed. The characters who actually did anything in the last series, but not in this one, have finally found themselves of use and have summoned the Eternal Dragon to wish back their fallen comrade, Goku.
I don't get it. Why are we doing this again?
Because my
I remember when this happened, it was so far in the series, it seemed like.
It was.
Yeah.
Summon the Eternal Dragon. Make your wish and God, it's you guys
And this is
again.
probably
Can't anyone else find these damn things?
at least
Screw it, whatever. What do you
like
want?
60 episodes in, if not
There are
further.
2 horrible Saiyans coming to our planet, and we need Goku to be brought back to life in order to defeat them.
Really? You know you could, just wish me, the magical dragon, to send them into an asteroid field. 1 crossed wire and boom, right in the sun.
No, you see, as long as we have Goku, we'll be fine.
Right. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I'll grant your wish. Just don't come crying to me when half your stupid asses get killed. Who am I kidding, you will?
Hey, King
Now you
Kai,
see, they
I'm again.
in the
Yes, and you can
actual
legally
show they
join
couldn't
the
do
Kaioken
that
and
because
Spirit
he
Bomb off
couldn't
screen.
affect
Now get the
things
f***
off
off my
of Earth.
planet.
All right.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you, King Kai, for all the training. It'll be a hard fight when I return to Earth, but now
That rule was
I'm
always
truly
kind of-
confident.
Yo-ho!
It was a rule that was there for the plot.
Yeah.
It was a MacGuffin.
Oh God, what have I done? I'm all alone again. Shut up, Bubbles.
I'm still here for you, sir.
Shut up, Gregory.
You still have
Shut up, Bojack.
Man, I thought the fighting started. Oh yeah, I guess it sort of starts next episode.
All right, Runt, your training is complete. Now you and I will take over the world.
Hello?
What is it, old man?
I just wanted to check in and make sure you're ready for the Saiyans.
Ready for the what now?
Didn't Mr. Popo tell you? There are 2 Saiyans headed towards the Earth as we speak, both several times more powerful than the last one you faced. They should be landing pretty soon. Within a few days, in fact.
New plan, go on. We're going to kick some Saiyan ass.
Okay.
You're still there, aren't you?
I'm just so lonely.
Get out of my head!
So go ahead. So in the original Dragon Ball, Kami was King Piccolo, and they were a demon, and he wanted to purify himself. So he got rid of his evil self and became Kami, and the evil part became Piccolo.
Okay.
So they are still they're 2 halves of the same person. That's why they're psychically linked.
So the old guy is the good part of him.
Yes.
Okay.
So, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong. Someone's gonna sit there comment below. No, you didn't get that right. So,
All caps.
exactly.
They're already at their keyboard.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I sat there and says those 2, they're like, he's wrong. So, all right, what'd you think about the episode?
I liked it. As always, I think it was funny. Mr. Popo is by far my favorite character. I would easily watch this entire series just for him.
Yes.
And I'm excited for some fighting to start.
Although I'm going to tell you, Nappa is a really close second.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, he's been good so far. I'm excited to see more of him as well. So
Yes.
hopefully next episode.
So he is going to be a lot in the next episode. I think I don't remember how much there is in episode. I know episode 7 is where it gets good,
Okay.
and then it just pretty much stays good the rest of the series. Okay. So, all right. Any final? What do you think, Dan? What are your thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, I mean, I think what it did was it just wrapped up some things, right? So
Yeah.
everybody finished their training.
It's a setup.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's finally coming back.
Well, because they're constrained by the actual anime, and so they have
they're
the same
constrained.
structure.
They're constrained by the actual story. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, if you didn't have, I can't say that. I was gonna say if you don't use the same story, you're not gonna be able to use the same animation. But I saw some of the stuff they did with the Dragon Ball Z movies when they readapted them, and they changed the story quite a bit of those too.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of stuff they had to keep. Anyways, all right. So that's it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Dan, do you have any final thoughts?
No final thoughts.
Daniel, anything? God, you got to give me some final thoughts here.
So, well, we could discuss Popo. So he's a genie, correct?
I think so. I truthfully, it's been the way you were with Dragon Ball Z, where you just kind of popped in and out and everything. I was with original Dragon Ball. It just did not catch my fancy enough that I sat down and watched the whole thing, which I really should. Mm-hmm. So, but I have seen all of Dragon Ball Z. I've seen it front to back. So
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is this sort of the general animation style for animes back in like the 80s and whatnot?
Well, you gotta see. Here's the thing you gotta remember, Daniel, is that this was the general animation style from the 1920s up until like the early 2000s.
Well, there were different styles. Different
styles. I'm talking about the look of it, the hand drawing and everything.
Yeah,
else.
I mean they were hand drawn. Obviously computers weren't used until later on. It's just there were different things that were done in different eras. Because like originally you had the old school cartoons that, like if you talk about like the original Looney Tunes and even like the original Popeye the Sailor and stuff like that. And then when you got into the 70s or so, it seems like they started taking some shortcuts, and so things weren't as
but you're talking that's Western animation. Japanese is always
true. So it's a different genre. Seriously. Exactly.
In fact, when you look at this, you can easily see the callback to the original Looney Tunes and everything else about how well drawn and everything is. Although they're obviously much better drawn because they were worried about popping them out as fast as possible.
Right.
Whereas these, you don't have. They don't have the things, the hallmarks that you have of that era, but you can see that the character design and everything they really worry about.
I think the distinction in my head I've been making is that with more recent animes, it feels very much like anime, whereas this just reminds me more of like it's more of a moving manga.
It's more of a cartoon. Yeah, or
well, I guess that's the thing. Most animes even today are still based on manga,
right?
And so they wanted to keep the feel of that going from point to point. But the reason the animes today feel differently is because of the advent of computer technology. I mean, it's just that simple. You'll even see it when you watch something like Naruto. It starts off hand-drawn, looks very similar to this in a lot of different ways. Obviously, some things changed, like you'll notice that they do much heavier inking and such and this like that. But then later on, when you get on to like Shippuden, it looks like a completely different animation style, but it's because it's all computer assisted. They still have artists drawing.
There's still a difference, and it goes back to what I was talking about. Because I mean, even though there's different genres, right? Because you have anime is a completely different genre than American or Western animation. But if you take a look at, there's certain things, okay? Like if you take a look at like something like that still didn't have computer like Baki Hamna, the original Baki.
Yeah, well, and it looked a lot like this, but here's the thing you got to remember.
Oh, yeah, but it was still the drawing was a lot better. Just like when you go and you look at American cartoons and you look at something like Heavy Metal, that was a movie, and they focused more. And if I recall correctly, so I could be wrong on this. It's been a while since I saw that, but they focused on the art a lot of times, and it was different. If I remember, it's different styles in that one movie, but there's some of it, there's a real focus on the actual art part of it. Just like you have Disney and you have the original, especially if you look like Beauty.
I think the best thing to realize, the best thing to realize is that as it got more popular and the art got better, up until they started using computers, where they sat there and were able to do much more exact recreations and everything. Because if you watch Dragon Ball Z here, and you go back and you watch the original Dragon Ball, they're about equal when it comes to quality. But then you go back even further to some of the stuff like in the late 70s and early 80s. Well, I guess it depends. Like
you look
Ninja
at
Scroll was
Akira,
done really great.
You know,
Yeah, so you really can't even make that comment. A lot of it does depend on the budget, because I've seen some low budget 70s animes, and they are terrible.
Right, and I think that's what it depends on.
Even stuff that's not story wise terrible, but you could tell they didn't have a budget. Like what do you call it? I gave you the video game. And what's that old video game? Yes, Robotech. Robotech. You could tell they didn't have the budget. The storyline's great, and like when you look at a still frame, it looks great, but in actual motion, it is horrible to watch.
Right.
And you can watch it on Amazon's showing it right now. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it, and you can see what I'm talking about. Whereas something like this you could tell it's got a much higher budget, but that's because Dragon Ball Z was such a popular anime, and it was such a popular manga, they knew it was going to be a big hit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right, that's enough background.
So there's my final thoughts.
There you go. Keep your final thoughts for how much you Actually, that was based off of Daniel's final thoughts. You had a question?
Yeah.
Did that clear up enough about you, or did we bore you to the point of not caring anymore? There you go. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. If you got anything to say, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the alarm bell. Have a good rest of the day.